With it being over 20 years since the last Jango Fett Slave 1, you can easily bet how surprised I was when LEGO went ahead and revealed this new 75409 UCS Jango Fett starship. Not only is this only the second time we've seen this vehicle in LEGO Star Wars, but they also nail it with such a beautiful UCS design that just really knocks it out of the park. I mean, the silhouette is perfect and the details are just fantastic. And since it's a UCS set, it's pretty much perfect, right?
Wrong!
From loose panels, design flaws, and some interesting minifigure choices, even a UCS set has some things that need to be fixed up just to push it that extra mile. Hello everyone, I'm Minifig1210, back with another edition of 7 Easy Mods. So the first glaring thing that really bugged me about this set was of course the lack of spring-loaded shooters. I mean, the Slave 1's just covered in guns everywhere, so it makes sense that we can just cake them on everywhere and it's just gonna look perfect.
It's treason, then.
In all seriousness, could you imagine if a UCS set had spring-loaded shooters? Jeez. But one of the things that did stick out to me as a glaring issue was the storage compartment in the cockpit. While the design for it looks good, unfortunately, anytime you lean the set forward, it just falls out of place, and now you gotta open the set up and put it back just to make it look right again. Even worse is the fact that there's no spot to store Jango's helmet in this compartment either. You just get to throw it into the cockpit loose, which means this set's really just a mess waiting to happen anytime you pick it up. Fortunately, there's always an easy mod to fix these sort of things. Let's start with the back compartment. Start by removing the storage panel and moving up the back to tank assembly by one stud. Now off to the side, start with a 1x2 black brick, followed by two 1x2 jumper tiles on top like this. Then place another 1x2 jumper across the middle of the two jumpers like this, followed by a 1x1 plate. Then cap it off with a 1x1 brick and place this entire assembly onto these two open studs in the storage compartment like this. It's a tight space, so you can always open up the panels for the seismic charge storage in order to give you a little extra room to work with. Once you've attached this assembly, you can now place the cover right back on, and it'll click into place no matter how much you bump it. Dropping is not included. As for Jango's helmet, the best solution there is to use a 1x2 dark bluish gray jumper tile with a 1x1 round cylinder on top. You can attach this to the open seat on the main flight deck like this, and place the helmet on top. This will keep the helmet nice and secure for storage, while also looking like it's waiting in the seat for the moment Jango needs it. With the cockpit in better shape, we can move on to probably the most glaring missing detail in this set, the missile launcher. As a key part of the Geonosis dogfight in episode 2, the missile launcher not being included in a UCS set is really surprising. Granted, it's understandable since it's a pretty tight space and you can't really fit a sliding feature in there, but there still is a way to include this detail even if it's not 100% perfect. Start by removing this yellow wedge plate from the side of the set here, and place a 1x3 white tile in its place just to clean it up a bit. Off to the side, start with a 1x1 horizontal clip piece, then attach a 1x2 bar handle plate onto the clip like so. Next, attach a 1x3 plate on top like this, followed by a 1x1x2 inverted bracket onto the end. Onto that bracket, you can attach the yellow wedge plate we removed from the set earlier, before finally capping the build off like this with 1x1 clip plates. Of course, to add some missiles, all we are going to need to do is grab some old Flickfire missile pieces with a Conan silver on the top and clip them into place. Once you finish this sub-build, you can attach it to the Slave 1 by folding down this front panel here and attaching it to this open anti-stud right here. With that, the Slave 1 has her missiles from episode 2. And now that the ship herself is all fixed up, let's bring the rest of the setup to par too. For starters, the stand. There's really no good spot to put the minifigures on the stand if you don't want them piloting the Slave 1. Additionally, when you have the Slave 1 on the stand, it becomes really top heavy, which means it's one good bump away from you starting building all the way over from bag 1. Thankfully, both of these issues can be pretty easily fixed with some fairly small builds. For a figure display, we'll start by using two mirroring 8x3 pentagonal wedge plates with a 1x3 plate on one end and a 1x2 plate on the other. You can attach these builds to the front of the stand like this, and it'll give a nice complete looking figure stand to display the minifigures. As for the stability problem, start off to the side with a 4x9 wedge, then add two 10x1 curved slopes to the front like this, and offset it by one stud. Fill this gap in with a 1x2 plate, and then afterwards place a 2x4 plate here, followed by two 1x2 slopes onto the end like this. Then finish it with the 2x6 tile. Finally, attach this build to the back of the stand like this, and it'll act as an extra strut that'll keep the stand just a little more stable. Now with the set itself up to scratch, it's time to take a look at the minifigures.
This is where the fun begins.
We would be honored if you would join us.
I gotta say, this new version of Jango Fett is a practically flawless minifigure. With the updated prints and the new rangefinder, it's a very impressive minifigure that anybody would be proud to have in their collection. Boba, on the other hand, looks a little strange. Without a poncho, this hairpiece just doesn't fit young Boba from Attack of the Clones. Furthermore, not having Jango's headset for when he's piloting the Slave One really feels like a missed opportunity. Surprisingly, there's actually some pretty good ways to fix these issues without going into custom parts. For Boba's hair, just use the Luke Skywalker hairpiece in black, and it looks pretty spot on to the movie. As for Jango's headset, in 2012 LEGO used these balaclava headprints for some of their stormtroopers. And while it's not perfect, it definitely does the job of looking like Jango's headset for a completely official piece. Just take off Jango's head and holy! You can then just swap in this new headpiece to give that headset look and feel. You can also swap out young Boba with one of the older figures, so that way the skin tones match and they look more like father and son in the cockpit. As a bonus, now when you put Jango's helmet on, it won't have this weird second mouth at the back and appear completely black like it does in the movie. Now with the figures fixed up and the set and stand having some much needed upgrades, there's only one thing this set really needs to make it perfect for display. Using a small clear radar dish and a clear 12 long bar piece, we can make a small stand to display our seismic charge in all of its glory as it chases after Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. But with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more content in the future, subscribe and hit the bell, I'll keep it coming for you. Until next time, keep on building.